All right, Garon. I'm so happy that you're here. First time actually recording in person.
Yes.
Welcome to my couch.
Thank you.
I'm so excited that you're here. You are one of the members of the High End Click.
Yes.
But before we get to the actual conversation about the program and your experience with the program, tell us a little bit about you, who you are, what do you do, and how did you get into wedding photography? Or let's start with photography and why you're interested with weddings.
Okay, my name is Garon, and I started with photography in the COVID time because I had nothing to do at home.
Yeah, yes.
So,
Like all of us.
I bought my first cheap camera somewhere else, just like on the market or so. And then I had it. I was like, oh, how to use it? I don't know. I know the buttons, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I asked a friend of mine, can you teach me? Because he's a professional photographer.
Okay.
So he taught me a lot of things and blah, blah. And I started practicing. I was, whoa, this is fun.
Yeah.
But actually, I started for my coaching program that I want to do with teaching people how to use the mindset and also they can see themselves. That was the idea. But then I love photography so much, I started to use it like it should be instead of only for the coaching.
Yeah.
So then that's how it's actually started.
So your idea was actually to start it first for your coaching program.
Yes.
Not actually let me go and pursue photography.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because in my coaching program, I can tell somebody like, you think you're insecure, but you're not. And they say, yes, I'm insecure. You can go battle about it.
Yeah.
Or you can show them how they look like. That was my idea. So I can click.
Yeah.
See, you're not insecure.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
Okay.
But then I like photography.
Yeah.
So I started using more for the real photography instead of the coaching.
Okay.
So,
and how did you start with like, okay, so you bought a camera, you wanted to do it for a coaching program, but then you realized, okay, I love it as photography. How did you get there? Like, what did you start doing? I know that you're doing a lot of events as well.
Yeah, that's later on. I started just doing with personal people.
Okay, portrait?
With my partner. I started using portraits and everywhere we go on vacation, I put everything in the car.
Yeah.
So first camera stuff and after I put bags and clothing.
Priority first.
Yes. And we went to Croatia and it was COVID, so nothing to do, everything is closed.
Yeah.
So it was 2 weeks of everyday photo shooting.
Okay, wow. Okay.
So that's, I practiced everything with like sunset, everything. Middle of the night, everything I tried. And then the guy I followed the course with, Alexis, he's owner of Grippa.
Okay.
And they do event stuff.
Okay.
In Latin and urban. And then we were talking about, hey, what about if you do some event photography as well? So yeah, but that's totally new for me.
Yeah.
So I went and tried out. It was difficult as F.
Yeah. You can curse, it's okay.
I mean, like Latin dancing. It's like
spinning,
they're like
high
ninjas,
speed.
you know.
Yeah.
So you have lightning.
Yeah.
So less light.
Yeah.
Suddenly you have a lot of light because of the lighting of the club. Yeah. And then people and spinning. I have like, hey, stand still. I wanna make a picture.
Yeah.
But then after a while, I managed. So now I do many events.
Okay.
And also big events, so that's really cool to do.
Yeah.
And then the part of me is more like, okay, I want to do more.
Yeah. The ambitious part of you.
Yes. Yeah. And then I thought about weddings, and now I don't want to do weddings like, and that's it. I want to do weddings. I want to do weddings. Like big weddings, you know, like special stuff or just events of big branding, whatever. That those kind of things I wanted to do. And then I don't remember who, but I was speaking with somebody about wedding photography, and he said, and it's a girl. She said, you have to follow this guy from Aruba, Steven.
Oh, okay.
I said, okay. Yeah, we follow. Click. And I see your stories like a few months and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And then I saw one time a story about high-end click stuff. And so I just sent you a message.
Yeah.
I said, hey, I saw this. What do you do?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you said, let's call.
Yeah.
So you was in Aruba. So
Yeah.
I called. Say, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, we're starting next week.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I will join.
Okay, yeah.
I saw high-end click
Yeah.
and luxury. I said, okay,
That's what you want. Nice.
fine by me. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I followed the course without knowing anything about it, actually. Probably more like it's the business about photography. And I know it's not about how to use a camera.
Yeah.
Because that's thing you learn a lot in night live events.
Yeah.
You learn how to use the camera.
Yeah. And the practice. I mean, it's just like, I'm going to read a book on how to ride a bike, but until you're on the bike, that's how you learn about riding a bike.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also like I did this international salsa congress in Amsterdam.
Okay.
With the best of the world and world champion dancers and everything.
Yeah.
So one night show, I had like 50,000 photos.
Oh, wow.
And it was 3 nights.
Oh, wow.
So, and from the 15,000, you have to deliver like 200-300 photos.
Yeah.
So you practice a lot. And then also you practice, okay, which one do I use?
Yeah.
Open eyes, closed eyes.
Yeah.
So you learn a lot in those things.
Yeah.
So I felt like using the camera, I'm ready for a wedding. But the business about wedding, I have no clue.
That's a great, I love that we're talking about this already, because I think like there's a lot of photographers out there that they're really good at taking photos.
Yes.
They know how to manage their camera. They know the settings. They know composition. They're great with editing, but it's the business part is where that's the missing piece. And I see this a lot, that there's a lot of photographers, they are, I'm going to take myself as an example. When I started and I can also really relate with your story, I started as a hobby. I'm like, my dad had a camera. He bought a new one. The old one, he just put it in the closet. And I'm like, this is mine. I'm going to use it. And I start taking photos of random stuff. And then I'm like, I want more. Just like what you just said, like there's a part of you that wanted more. You knew that this was just like the beginning.
Yep.
But there's so much more. And I had that too. But there's a difference between being a good artist versus being a good business owner.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs, or a lot of photographers, and I like to call them the struggling photographers, that they're good at taking photos, but they are not good at making sales. And I remember when I moved to the Netherlands 8 years ago, I told myself, I don't want to be a starving artist, because I don't want to be good at making art, but I cannot sell my art.
I see a lot of those people.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. And I think that's the biggest piece that for me, when I decided I want to go all in with my photography business, I don't need to be the best out there with taking photos. But if I can sell myself, well, that's more beneficial in a way. That's more, it gives me more, and it also, business have to make money. We have to make money in order to survive. We have bills, we have rent, we have things to pay. So it's not only about the art, that is amazing, but especially, this is actually also how the high-end click was born. I don't want it to be like, oh, let me show you how to use your camera. You can figure it out. You can watch a YouTube video, 1 hour YouTube video, and you'll figure it out. But the business part is where the program really was born. So you told me you were I didn't even know you were following me for a while. I didn't know that. How long did you follow me? Before you joined?
I think a few months.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. I thought that the moment you sent me a message was the moment you also follow me.
No.
Ah, okay.
I never do that.
Okay.
I want to know who I am.
Yeah. Okay. So,
like this guy from Guipa, asked to teach me.
Yeah.
I used to be a DJ and MC myself. So he used to make pictures of me, and I already quit for 8 years. So I know this guy for like many years. So I don't just randomly go on Google and the first people up.
No. Now you want to build that connection. And I think this also really goes to, I'm already talking about the business part of the photography business, which is you also need to build relationship with your couples that are following you in order for them to book you. And I love that you're telling me this, that Steven, I've been following you for a while. I see your stories. I see what you're doing. And then when you were ready, like, okay, let me message this guy. A couple of hours later, we are FaceTiming.
Yeah.
We were doing a video call. And then 2 days later or a day
I
later,
started the course. Yeah.
you joined. Yeah.
And I had no clue what's inside the course.
Yeah.
I just said, okay, I don't know nothing about the business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it.
There's something, I love that you're saying it, because there's something about that fascinates me, because I think it's the fire, the fire in you that I'm going to figure this out. I trust this guy. I see that he's doing something. Let's go. I don't even know what the modules is going to be, what the video is going to be. I want to do it, and let's go.
Because my idea is, if I already know it, I don't have to buy it.
Sure.
So I buy something I don't know.
Yeah.
So if I had this idea, I know it, I didn't have to do it.
Nice. Okay, so you joined the high-end clique.
Yes.
What was your first impression?
That is bigger than I thought, like what you're going to learn. I thought it's more like, because I've done more courses, of course, in the mindset world where I actually work it.
Yeah.
And many of them are, how do you say, they say something they read somewhere. Or,
like a quote on Instagram, they copy paste and they use that?
No, not really copy paste. It was more like information I can find myself somewhere.
Okay.
So it's not like I'm going home and I said, whoa.
Mind blown.
Yeah, like thinking differently.
Yeah.
It's more like, and also on YouTube, what you said about you can just watch YouTube, how to use the camera.
Yeah.
You see also many people talking about business, but they all say the same.
Yeah.
Like, talk to your people. Yeah, I know that. Like, don't give up.
I know that.
Like, but how to do it?
Yeah.
And one of the things in the course is more like you also show in a video how you do the promotional talk with the clients. Of course, you don't see the clients because of privacy.
Yeah.
But you see how you do it.
Yeah.
It's not just like say this or say that.
No.
And you can figure it out. You can see how you do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I like, that you can see how it's done in real life. Not just a story.
Yeah. So let me just talk about this, because one of the things, so what Garon is talking about right now is that in module, I believe this is module number 3.
Yeah.
There's one video, or let me do it this way. So in module number 3, we talk about the pricing strategy of a wedding photography business. I gave you some examples of, and the whole structure of how I create my pricing structure. And also, you have the pricing structure, but you have to sell yourself. And for most photographers, this is one of the biggest hurdle. Like, they're getting leads, they're getting people following them on Instagram, they're getting people visiting their website, they're getting comments, people are sending them email, but it gets to the point where they have to sell their offers. And that is the missing piece, that a lot of people, either they get ghosted. A lot of photographers, they present their prices and then the client doesn't respond anymore to them, or they have to give them discount in order to actually get the booking. But in the program, I show you exactly how I do it, and I have a 55-minute video of me literally showing you how I lead a sales call. And I remember this sales call vividly, because this couple was interested in a 6-hour package. And then on the call, I show you how I get them to the 8-hour package and then get it booked immediately.
Yeah.
So I think I can tell you, do this, but there's a different energy and a different way of learning let me show you how I do it.
Yeah, but I also see like, it's like when you go to school, you don't only get the books.
Yeah.
You also get, the internship. And you can say whatever you want, but as kid, you always learn from what you see.
Yeah.
You see how your parents walk or your brother, sister walk. You see how they eat. You see how they move. You see how they sleep. So you learn from what you see.
Yeah, by modeling it.
Yeah, by modeling it. Yeah. So even if you go to a tennis class, you see the teacher do it. You don't say on the side and say, go left, go right. You can try it till you fall down. But you have to see it. I like to see it. Maybe somebody else work differently, but I like to see it. So those kind of things. And we were with 6 people.
Yeah, the first group,
Yeah. It was also nice that we all got attention. You can learn from the question you ask them or the answers they give.
Yeah.
But also, it was a nice group because everybody really wanted to reach something.
Yeah.
You remember also everything of every person. So that was cool.
I think like there's a power within the community as well. Like when you surround yourself, there's this quote, I'm probably not gonna say it right, but like you are the sum of the 5 people you mostly hang out with. And then being in a room, in a virtual room, with people that have similar goals, and then the conversation that we have, maybe, for example, in your case, you haven't photographed 20 weddings in your life, but there are other photographers that have.
Yeah.
And I have photographed over 300 weddings in my life. So there's a different conversation when you are at, I like to call it level number 1, and there's someone at level number 20. In order for you to get to level number 20, you have to learn step by step how to get there. And then hanging with those type of people is what is gonna make that journey faster and more effectively, instead of doing it on your own through trial and error. We were talking about trial and error as well. It's gonna happen. It's still part of
anyway.
It's gonna happen anyway. But there's a power. There's so much power within having people that are next to you and telling you, okay, maybe this way, maybe try this, and you will learn based on that too.
Yeah, and it depends who you are, of course, because somebody just don't listen of somebody else evidence. You still need to do, and if you hear from 10 people this is not working, maybe you should listen and do something like they're advising you. Of course, you have to follow your feelings. But also remember the advice you get, because I haven't done any weddings yet. I just went to understand the business. And also to choose, okay, do I like the business before I go to the weddings, or is this nothing for me? So all the people in there had more experience than me with the wedding photography itself. So you can use the information and the experience they have to create the idea what I can do, or what fits me. Fits my energy, actually.
And where you're at in the business, because at the end of the day, there's no blueprint exactly. Everyone is gonna follow this. You have to go based on your own journey, where you're at. We have different lifestyles. Some of us have a 9-to-5 job, others have full-time, others are doing several things. And everyone has their own journey. And I believe that it's just about really understanding, okay, this is how it could look like. Let me model this, but also let me make it my own.
Yes.
And then you making your own is gonna, because I believe that I don't know everything. I'm always learning, and no one knows everything, but we're always learning from others, from trial and error, and from hanging out with people that are where you want to be.
Yes.
Now, let's go back to the program. Can you talk about specific like trainings or modules that you've liked, or that you've gained so much knowledge, or something that really caught your attention that you said, this one module, this one training was it for me?
Creating your ideal customer.
Module number 2.
Yes. And also the branding, the first one, like what do you stand for?
The personal branding one, module number 1.
It's more like that you have this list that you can choose from, like how do you had a name for it?
The values?
The values. The core values.
The core values,
And the funny thing about the program is I'm using it also for my other company. So it's I stopped the other company with the mindset coaching, and I start all over again with this course.
Wow. I love that.
I changed everything. Like, okay, wait a minute.
Oh, wow.
Wait a minute.
Nice.
Where's the trash can? Throw everything away. And we started again. So,
wow.
So it's more like I can almost say it has nothing to do with wedding photography. It has to do with How do you build up a conscious business with exactly what you want? Actually is that actually. So it makes you think like, okay, why am I doing this? And how can I reach what I would like to reach?
Yeah. I love this.
Because having a dream is one, but creating the dream is the second part.
Yeah. I love this because I remember before starting the High End Click, I have several courses. I have the IPB program, the Intentional Personal Branding, and the Instagram Academy. And the principle doesn't change, which is in module number 1, which we're talking right now, is really identifying who you are, what you stand for, and the change, the impact that you want to create in the world. And it could be translated in wedding photography as well. Building your own personal brand. Who is that person? Who is that person behind that camera? That is what we work on. And I believe, this is what we talk about in module number 2, module number 1 as well, is that the only reason that other successful photographers out there are successful is because they have a personal brand that makes them stand out. You can take example like Jose Villas, Lauren Fair, even Jasmine Starr. She's not a wedding photographer anymore, but she's built her business with using her personal brand. We can take people outside of the wedding photography world. Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, all these people, what do they all have in common? They all have a personal brand. They all have a mission. They all have something that they stand for, their core values, the change that they want to make in the world. And then if we approach business from that perspective, it doesn't really gonna feel like a business anymore. Like I'm doing this for the money. No, you're doing this to make an impact. You define your own type of impact, but the impact creates what we all need is the money in the business. So the more impact you make, the more money you make, and the more money you make, the more impact you can create as well. Because business needs money. And whether you are a wedding photographer, you're a coach, you are a personal trainer, whatever you are, your business needs money in order to operate. And in order for you to make more changes in the world, in order for you to change lives, in order for you to make a difference, you need the money. And what a beautiful opportunity we all have that we can create something out of our own passion that not only creates a beautiful impact in the world, but also give us the freedom to live our life how we want it, not to have to work a 9-to-5 job anymore, go on vacation how many times you want in the year, make more money than what you used to make. Like there's so much more benefits that comes after that, but that's not the primary focus. The focus is like, let's make an impact. Let's create something that makes a change, and that the result of that is that freedom, is that money, is that
and working with happy people.
Exactly.
The wedding is that day is everybody's happy actually, and that's one of the things I like about the wedding photography. Why I would like to do it. It's more like I also do a lot of behavior changes in the youth care, and then you don't have happy people. In a wedding, you do have happy people. So imagine working every day at work, you see happy people around you. That's a cool job, right?
Of course. So can you give us an example of, so we talked about module number 1, your personal brand. We talked about identifying your ideal customer avatar. What was it about that module number 2, that really impacted you, or that like you had
understanding for who you are doing this? Because otherwise you're just promoting. You're just doing something. Just like I need clients. But and understanding, like if a clients come to you and you of course everybody have their own possibilities and everything, but if your price is like 5,000 euros and clients come to you and you feel like they cannot pay more than 1,000, they already know how to explain them on a nice way, of course, like, hey, I'm not in your price range, or you don't try to sell them anyway, knowing that they cannot pay the price you're asking for.
Yeah.
So it's more like understanding with who you actually are working with.
Yeah.
Or that you need to stand behind your idea, your what kind of people do you want to work with?
Yeah.
With what age range do you want to work with? Do you want to work with people of 80 years old getting married again? Or you want to work with people between the 30 and the 40 that want to get married? Or understanding what you stand for.
Yeah. I've heard once someone said, if you're marketing to everyone, you're marketing to no one.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between marketing towards, for example, to someone that is getting married for the second time, that is already in her 60, 70, that's getting married again, or someone that is 35 and the first marriage and they're having a full-blown out Italian wedding. There's a difference between how you market to those people. So if you just think you're gonna stand there and like, oh, I'm a wedding photographer, you're getting married, you can book me, then you're missing the mark. I think like that's where a lot of photographers miss the mark, is because they just think, okay, I'm a wedding photographer, I take photos, you need photos, I'm your guy. But that's not the truth. You have to understand that what you put out there, you will get back to you. Yeah. So it's about really understanding who that person is. We call it the ideal customer avatar, creating that avatar. And then do you have a name for your avatar?
Yeah, Gabriela.
Gabriela? Oh, yeah, Gabriela. I remember. Yeah. So mine is Gazelle. I have my Gazelle. And I think like even giving them a name, and they're not real. Gabriela's not a real person, but there's a lot of things that we give Gabriela, we create Gabriela in our head, that like when you're creating content on social media, when you're creating a blog post, the type of stories that you post, the type of reels that you create, all of that is, let me think about Gabriela.
Yeah.
And obviously, that doesn't mean that you're only gonna attract Gabriela, but there's Anna over there that identify with things that Gabriela has, and that's how you attract them. So I love that you're saying this, and I think that is one of the things that is really important, is the foundation. It's just like building a house. You need that foundation in order to build on top of it. Yeah. And then if you don't have that foundation, oh, guess what? Try to build a house without a solid foundation, that's not gonna work. So everything follows from there. So in module number 1, we talked about personal branding. Module number 2, we talk about the ideal customer avatar.
Yeah, and it works because I also used it for Explore Yourself. That's my the mindset coaching practice. I went to make the perfect client.
Okay.
And suddenly you start attracting the people because you start making the quotes, because of course you made some quotes.
Yeah.
Based on the type of life of the ideal customer.
Yeah.
Like the ideal customer is people that have a good job, everything, but just miss that happiness.
Yeah.
It's different than make a promotion for someone that's really have a traumatic life, of course, and you have different kind of people and different kind of promotion you make. So it works, this ideal customer avatar.
All right, so in module number 3, we talked about the pricing strategy.
Yes.
We talked about how you can create your own packages as a wedding photographer. And then we also talk about price anchoring, and we talk about also the a la carte pricing.
Yes.
Tell me, how did you experience this module and how it has helped you? Because I know you've also been applying this program with your own coaching practices. So tell me how this has impacted your business when it comes to the pricing, and also talk about the confidence that you have now presenting your own pricing to your clients.
I understand the pricing more now. Because normally I used to think about what can someone pay me? What is it worth it for someone to pay this amount of money? And now I understand more like, yes, but what is what I am doing worth it? So the way of thinking changed. Like, for example, normally I would say, oh, 5,000 euros for 2 days photography. Whoa, there's a lot of money for some people. But if I go with you, it's actually not much more money anymore because I get 2,000, you get 2,000. And the other 1,000 is more like our food expenses. Or whatever.
Traveling,
Traveling,
costs,
or whatever. So it changed your way of thinking that you can explain to people or the clients, like, this is the quality we offer. It's not about only the money. It's more like you have a vision literally in front of you, like, okay, but this is the prices. You can explain why the price is like this because you want it to down in the sky. It's not going up for somebody has to drive it. It's not going by itself. But I cannot do the drone and make the photos. So you have to explain. You can explain the pricing on this way. It's also like you have. Also, you can see different packages. So when somebody asks you, you understand your pricing. So you can go like, even if somebody asks you in the supermarket, you can
You have more the confidence and knowing how to present your prices.
You have knowledge about what are you doing with the prices. You have the knowledge of what you are doing.
And we also provided a complete Excel sheet. I think, how was that for you?
Easy.
It
was so easy. Also with the coaching program, I was like pricing. I said, wait a minute, I have this calculator.
There you go.
So it makes it more easy. You work faster, and when you see it, you think, wow, they get a lot for this money. That's actually what I saw. Like, whoa, you get and this and this and this and this. They don't have to complain about the money anymore. Because first you think about the money, and now you see what they get for the money. And that's the difference between just writing an amount of money on paper or explaining where the money comes from.
I love that.
That's how it worked for me.
Exactly. I love that. So just to make sure that everyone knows what we're talking about. So in module number 3, we talk about the pricing strategy. And there's a pricing calculator that we have in the program that really shows you, and I break it down completely in a training video. Like this is how I set up all of my prices. We use the rule of 3, but also we have the price anchoring package as well that sets you for success to sell the one package that you want to sell. We also talk about, okay, we structure our pricing based on what you want to charge and based on your goals. So we create like the yearly goal, and then based on that, okay, how much weddings do you have to book, at what pricing? And then that's how we really get into the specific about choosing your pricing. And I think a lot of wedding photographers out there, they are just like, okay, if this photographer is charging 2,000 for 4 hours, let me start at 1,800. So I'm just like, not 2,000, but let me just be there in order to look like cheaper. And I think that's the wrong way to approach it. I think that once you know really what you're selling and how to communicate your values, that is going to help you book more clients and make more money in your business. So the pricing calculator, that's one of my favorite things. I still use it to this day. I'm like, okay, where am I? And this also helps, for example, if you're working with a supplier for wedding albums, for example, and then what if they change their pricing? Hey, you can go back, you can modify this, and then you see like, oh, this is what I need to charge now. So you're really, really working from a place of knowing, with more confidence, and it's easier to articulate, this is what you're getting for what you're paying for.
Yes.
And I think that's really nice. Garon, you are one of the members that really started really at the beginning, because you're now going to photograph your first wedding. You know the business aspect. You've applied all the strategies also in your coaching program. Would you recommend this program to another photographer?
No.
No? Not at all?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because
Why?
It takes you to the next level when you don't have the camera in your hand. Actually, that is my reason. Like, when you the thing is I experienced it as well, also in the coaching. When you talk about your passion, you forget about the business.
Yeah.
When you talk about making photos, oh, we can do this. Oh, you're getting married in Milan. We can go there. And you forget all about
The business aspect.
the business aspect and the cost, what brings you to Milan.
Yeah, exactly.
The plane and the train and the food and everything. So this is a very good way to train you and teach you and make you understand the business. And when you do the business better, you can do the passion
Better.
even more
Yeah.
and better and longer term.
Yeah.
Because it would be stupid that you can be the best photographer of the land and you have to quit after 3 years because you have to go back to work in the office.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be really stupid.
Yeah.
So that is, I didn't expect because I just joined. And I didn't expect to understand business this much.
I love that. I love that.
And I've been entrepreneur for like 8 years now. Huh?
Oh, wow.
Full-time entrepreneur.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't work for a boss for 8 years.
Yeah. I love that.
And still I got to like, oh, okay. So I've just been doing something.
Yeah.
But I managed 8 years.
Yeah.
So from now on, it should go better.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone that is right now, they're watching the video, they're listening to the podcast, and they're like, you know what? I'm considering joining, but I'm on the fence. I don't know if I should join. What would you tell to that person? Go back to Garon of a couple of months ago that was in the spot before joining. They're on the fence. They want to join. What would you tell that person?
Be honest to yourself and thinking, do I really want to be a professional photographer? Because if you do this more like, oh, I just want to do a course.
Yeah.
You can slow down other people, but also you will not take everything out what is inside the course. Because when you really try to understand yourself, because the course is facts. But when you understand yourself why you want to do it, then you can take the maximum out. But when you decide, I want to go for the more professional part, you will need this information. And if you say no now, and you don't know it, you will get stuck anyway in 2-3 years. So you better start as soon as possible so you can know what the errors were, so you can go for the trial again. Otherwise, you have error, you don't know what you have to do differently. So I would say, if you really want to go business-wise to the next level, this course teaches you everything you need to know about it.
Nice.
For the business part, yes.
Awesome. I love that.
And then, of course, you need to back it up.
Yeah.
You cannot have a perfect business and asking 10,000 euros and go and make shitty photos.
Yeah.
You need to back it up.
Yeah.
So,
you need both. You need the artist part and you need the business part.
Yeah.
But they both work together.
Yeah.
Not, you can be a really good business owner, but if you have crappy photos,
you cannot do that.
No, you have to have both.
Yeah.
And I think that for the people that are considering joining, this is the course that is going to take the business aspect to the next level.
Yeah, because if you have the artist part is not that good, you can later say this course doesn't work because I don't get the money I asking. But that doesn't mean it's not the module is not working. Maybe it's the artist part not, so you also need to look in the mirror and tell yourself like, is it the business part I'm doing wrong or the artist part am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
why it's not working. So it's a combination.
Yeah.
But this business changed my way of looking at business. It changed it a lot.
Amazing. Well, Garon, I want to thank you for your time, for being here,
Of
for
course.
being part of the community as well. You're also one of those members that are active, that show up to the call, that do the work, that I tell you, hey, Garon, go do this, and you do it. And you come up with your the assignments, you do the work, and the community is better because you're also in there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes the course also better and makes it great, is because the people that are in it, they're in it because they want to do it. And if you just want to get into the course and just like sit on the sideline and don't do anything, don't join.
No,
Like don't do
no,
it.
that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah, no.
look in the mirror and say, do I really want to
Yeah.
go to the next level?
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
you slow down others that once.
Exactly. So if you really want to do it and you're committed to do it, then I would say join. I always say this, don't wait until you're ready, because ready is a choice. You have to, instead of looking at, am I ready to do it? Ask yourself, am I committed to do it?
Yeah.
And if you are willing to commit yourself to to watching the videos, to doing the assignments, and actually go practice it, meaning not sitting on the sideline, get on the field, do the work, get into the playground, that is how you're going to get results.
And if you don't make the course, he will call you.
I will call
Believe
you
me.
out. Yeah.
He sent you a message.
Yeah. Or I will call you. Hey, I don't see you doing anything.
He sent
Yeah.
a message like,
Yeah.
I can't see if you watch the video or not.
Yeah, I can. I will stalk you.
So he
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, I will. All right, thank you, Garon, so much. I appreciate
too.
you. I appreciate you being here, and thank you for your time to do this.
Of course.
And how can we connect with you? Like, tell us a little bit more about where you have a website, your Instagram. How can we connect with you? And
Yeah.
maybe there's someone that is getting married and they want you to be his
Yeah.
photographer.
My Instagram is Garon Philippa, GaronPhelipa. Also my website, garonphilippa.nl. And on Facebook, it's Philippa Photography.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah?
Awesome.